All right, everyone get ready, because today we are going deep into the world of AI and how it's changing the search for life beyond Earth.
Yeah, it's a fascinating field, and it's moving so fast.
I mean, it really is. Right. You sent me a ton of great research for this, and some of this stuff is straight out of science fiction.
Oh, absolutely.
Except it's not fiction.
Yeah, it's really happening.
It is, and it's happening now.
Yeah, it is.
So let's get right to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start with the challenge of scale.
Okay.
Because before we can even think about finding life, we got to wrap our heads around the mind-boggling size of the universe.
Right. It's literally a needle in a haystack problem, but like on a cosmic scale.
It is.
There are billions and billions of stars, and each one could have its own system of planets. It's just dizzying to even think about.
It is, and that's where telescopes like the Vera C. Rubin Observatory come in.
Oh, yeah.
This thing is going to be a total game changer. It's set to start capturing images of the entire sky every 3 nights, starting in 2025.
Wow.
So we're talking about a literal deluge of data.
It's an overwhelming amount of information.
It is overwhelming for sure, and it would take human researchers' lifetimes to analyze all of it.
Yeah, you're talking about 20 terabytes of data every single night.
Every night.
Every night from the Rubin Observatory alone, that's like downloading the entire Library of Congress every few hours.
Wow. So how do we even begin to make sense of all that?
Well, that's where AI comes in.
Okay, so not just to process that data faster, but to actually find things in the data that we might miss.
Exactly. AI can see patterns and connections that would just be impossible for humans to spot on their own.
Our sources talk about a NASA scientist named Hamed Velazadegin, who was really one of the first to push for using AI in astronomy.
He was definitely a pioneer in the field and had to overcome a lot of skepticism early on.
Yeah, people weren't too keen on letting computers loose on such a complex task.
It's understandable though, right?
Yeah, anytime you've got a new tool that's this powerful, there's going to be some hesitation.
Sure, and there's also the whole black box problem where even the scientists who build these AI systems can't always explain exactly how the AI is getting its results.
So it's like baking a cake and it comes out perfect,
Yeah.
but you can't really explain how you did it.
Exactly. You see the amazing results, but the process is still kind of a mystery.
A delicious mystery in that case.
I know, right?
But mystery or not, the results are speaking for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Velazadeghin's team developed an AI program called Examiner, and it's been incredibly successful at finding exoplanets.
Oh yeah, incredibly successful. This is putting it mildly. Examiners already identified 370 previously unknown planets.
370.
Yeah. And before AI tools like this, finding even one exoplanet was a huge
It
deal.
was a really big deal.
Now we're finding them by the hundreds thanks to AI.
What I find really amazing is that Examiner's findings have never been overruled by human experts.
That's right, not a single one. It really shows how powerful this technology is.
It's remarkable. So we're finding all these planets, but what are we learning about them? I mean, are any of them anything like Earth?
Well, that's one of the most interesting things. None of the planets examiners found so far are what we would consider Earth-like.
So what does that tell us?
It suggests that Earth-like planets might be rarer than we initially thought, which makes the search even more challenging and even more exciting.
So each new discovery adds another piece to the puzzle, bringing us closer to understanding our place in the universe. But Examiner is just one example of how AI is being used in the search for life beyond Earth. What other fascinating applications are out there?
Well, one really cool area where AI is showing a ton of promise is in analyzing the atmospheres of distant planets.
Oh, wow. So we're not just finding planets anymore, but actually figuring out what's in their air.
Exactly. We're looking for the building blocks of life as we know it.
That's amazing. So how does that even work? It sounds like something straight out of Star Trek.
It's pretty wild. One of the sources you sent over talks about the work of Lisa Kaltenegger and Dang Pham.
Okay.
They're training AI to recognize the unique signatures of different molecules in the light that passes through a planet's atmosphere.
So like each molecule has its own fingerprint, and AI can read those fingerprints to tell us what's in the air.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And one of the key things they're looking for is something called the red edge signal.
The red edge.
Yeah, it's a subtle shift in the way light is reflected by plants, and it's one of the most promising signs we have for detecting vegetation on other planets.
So we could actually look at a planet through a telescope and see signs of plant life.
That's the idea. It's like we're becoming cosmic detectives using AI to piece together clues from across the vastness of space.
That's pretty incredible. And this technology isn't just limited to finding existing life, right? We could use it to find planets that might be habitable, even if there's no life there yet.
Absolutely. It's about identifying planets with the potential for life, which is just as exciting as finding life itself.
It really is. So AI is not just helping us find planets, but giving us a glimpse into their potential for supporting life, which is huge.
Yeah.
But this isn't the only way AI is changing astronomy, right?
Oh, definitely not.
I read about how it's being used to enhance some of our existing data, like that incredible image of the black hole that was released a few years ago.
Right. A computational astrophysicist named Leah Medeiros developed an algorithm called Primo to do just that.
Primo.
Yeah, Primo. It's basically like taking a blurry photo and having AI sharpen it, revealing details that were previously hidden.
Oh, wow. So Primo took that black hole data and created a much higher definition image.
Exactly. It gave us an even clearer look at this mind-boggling phenomenon, and the potential applications of this kind of technology are pretty much endless.
So it's not just about black holes then?
No, not at all. We can use this kind of AI to study the formation of stars and galaxies, analyze images of distant nebulae, even refine our understanding of our own solar system.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It seems like the possibilities are really limitless. But with all this talk about AI, it's important to remember that this isn't about replacing human scientists, right?
Definitely not. It's about collaboration.
Well, good, because I was going to say we're not obsolete yet.
Not even close. AI is a powerful tool, but it's ultimately human scientists who interpret the findings, ask the big questions, and make the groundbreaking discoveries.
So AI is like a super-powered magnifying glass, but it's still up to us to decide where to point it and what those magnified details actually mean.
That's a great analogy, and it highlights the importance of human curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking in scientific discovery.
Absolutely. And speaking of discovery, the pace of progress in this field is just mind-blowing. It seems like every few months there's a new breakthrough, a new planet found, a new insight gleaned from the depths of space.
Yeah, it really is an exciting time to be following these developments. I remember when the first exoplanet was discovered back in the 1990s, it was a monumental event. And now, thanks to advances in technology and the power of AI, we're finding them by the hundreds.
It really shows how quickly our understanding of the universe is expanding. And one of the articles you sent over mentioned how Hamad Velizadegin as a child would spend hours looking up at the night sky, contemplating the meaning of life and whether we're alone in this vast universe. It's a question that has captivated humanity for centuries, but now it feels like we're actually getting closer to answering it.
I agree. For much of human history, it's been a question we could only ponder philosophically. But now, thanks to advancements in technology and the power of AI, we're moving from speculation to scientific inquiry, from wondering to exploring, and it's happening faster than ever before.
It's like we're standing on the edge of a vast ocean of knowledge, and we're finally building the ships that can take us across it. Who knows what incredible islands of discovery we might find along the way. I mean, it really does feel like we're living in a golden age of discovery, doesn't it?
It does. And the most exciting part for me is we're really just getting started.
Oh, yeah, we've barely scratched the surface.
AI is still in its infancy, and as it evolves, who knows what kind of amazing things we'll be able to do with it.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you really think about it, but in a good way, of course.
Definitely in a good way.
Okay, so thinking about the potential implications of all this,
Right.
What happens if we actually do find definitive proof of life beyond Earth? How do you think that will change humanity?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it?
It is a big one.
It's something that science fiction writers and philosophers have been speculating about for decades.
I have.
Some people think it would unite us as a species, you know, give us a common purpose, a sense of shared wonder.
That would be amazing.
Others worry it could lead to fear and division.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. I guess there's really no way to know for sure until it happens.
That's true, but it's fascinating to think about how such a discovery would challenge our existing beliefs and force us to reevaluate our place in the cosmos.
We might find out that life is incredibly common, that it pops up wherever the conditions are. Or we might discover that we're truly unique, a rare gem in a vast and empty universe.
Either way, it would be a paradigm shift, a moment that would change our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe forever.
Absolutely. And thinking back to everything we've talked about today, the sheer scale of the universe, the incredible power of AI, the dedication and ingenuity of the scientists involved, it really makes you realize that we're living through a pretty special time in human history.
It is a special time.
We're pushing the boundaries of knowledge further than ever before, and it's all driven by that fundamental human desire to explore the unknown.
It all comes back to that curiosity, right, that needs to understand who we are, where we came from, and whether we're alone in the universe.
And AI is giving us the ability to pursue those questions in ways that were never possible before.
It's a powerful tool for sure.
This has been an amazing deep dive filled with so much fascinating information, and it's really given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
And to all our listeners out there, keep looking up at the stars, keep asking those big questions, and never stop exploring. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.